What's going on, everybody? I'm Cameron Johnson, joined by
PD Bontempo.
And this is one of the consolation games for the Columbus Classic on day number 3. We have USF going up against South Carolina. PD, how are you feeling going into this game?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're in for a really good one today, Cam. I think there's going to be two high-flying offenses, as demonstrated already by a couple of pretty lopsided scores here for both teams. USF in that thriller of a game against Auburn, as well as South Carolina absolutely dominating against Tennessee.
Early on, we've got South Carolina kind of making a push to move into the O-zone against USF. Got an early icing call on South Carolina. We're going to go ahead and take this to the opposite side of the ice for a face-off on the right-hand boards, left-hand boards for the Gamecocks. Clean face-off into the left-handed boards for the Gamecocks. Bring it around the net. Dump it towards the blue line. Gamecocks are making a fast push. Little stick action, saved by USF, landed on by their goalie.
Yeah, early test here for Summer Garcia. Nice shot there by the freshman, Grace Seaman, for South Carolina. She's been an absolute wizard in her college hockey debut here during this tournament. I think already 5 goals, 4 coming against in her previous game here in the 13-0 rout.
Yes, sir.
Most previously. As well as on the USF side, we have grad student Chloe Valente wearing number 18 from Northern Michigan University. She looked players to make impacts for both of their respective teams.
Speaking of her, Chloe Valente, she kind of took a tumble on the boards, recovered quickly. The Gamecocks have the puck again.
And Ambashan going to the penalty box quite early with about 19 minutes left in this opening frame.
Shot saved by Summer Garcia once again.
And Cam, I've been really impressed so far with Summer Garcia. You know, we've said it a couple times in the broadcast previously when USF was playing, but this is a player stepping in to play goalie for the injured starting netminder for your Ice Bulls. And she's done a heck of a job so far, really keeping her team in positions to win games. And she's looked like she's been out there playing goal for years.
I think you could say the same about every goalie in this tournament.
Yeah.
The goalie play this tournament has been absolutely amazing. Even considering some of the lopsided games we've seen, the goalies have really stepped up and held their own. USF gaining speed on the push. Rim it around to the left side of the boards. South Carolina's right side. South Carolina back in possession of the puck. Centering pass to the middle. Another push to Summer Garcia once again. Bringing up the ice, pass to the left. Shot. Nearly scored. South Carolina regaining control of the puck.
Chloe Valente taking a pretty hard tumble there, but she does well to get the puck out here.
I think it's going to take some time for these players to, get their skates going under these legs of theirs.
Yep.
But I think a little short time, we'll see it look better now.
Completely agree, Cam. USF, though, doing a really good job so far on this penalty kill, not really giving USC, but that is a turnover here. South Carolina coming back just out of the reach of Cheyenne Wilson of South Carolina, though.
USF could be icing, maybe, possibly.
Power play still there. Should still
not
be
icing.
Should still be good. Should still be legal here to
About
clear the puck.
10 seconds left on the power play. South Carolina struggling with the puck right now. Bringing it out from the boards. Shot just over. Score, South Carolina.
I think that went in, Cam, off of the USF Ice Bulls defender. And you could tell she's slamming her stick in frustration. That took a weird carom off the back of the boards here, and that puck was able to kind of ricochet back to the front of the net and going off of the Ice Bulls defender's stick. So a pretty lucky break here for South Carolina as they grab the early 1-0 lead. But overall, I still really like that penalty kill for the Ice Bulls. They have to keep pushing. Bit of just an unfortunate bounce there for the Ice Bulls as Ren Penigen wins the faceoff back again for the Ice Bulls.
A little bit of a kerfuffle on the puck. This may result in another faceoff?
Yes, that's an offside here. Another faceoff going to be in the neutral zone right here. Glove side for Summer Garcia.
You know, South Florida's going to win this game by being able to stop the pressure and the speed from South Carolina, and South Carolina wins this game by not letting that happen.
Yep.
Off the face-off, USF takes it back into their own D zone, around the back of the net. Dump it up forward. Ren Penigen on the breakaway attempt. Gamecocks are bringing it back up.
Good forecheck here from South Carolina.
This game is going to be won on the boards.
And we're going to have a delayed call here on South Carolina as Lizzie Penigen fell to the ice after it looked like a cross-check or a roughing on Genevieve Crouch. Yep, cross-checking is the call, I do believe.
Yep. I feel like this is going to be a very physical game. It's already looked to be that way so far. On purpose, on accident, we don't really know, but it's definitely looked to be that way.
Oh, absolutely, Cam. And we saw last game when USC was playing, they really got in the kitchen of the goaltender for Tennessee, and there was a couple of scrums after the whistle where the refs had to warn both coaches and both benches to kind of knock it off. So we should be in for a pretty exciting one today.
Coming off the face-off, we had a coming off the face-off, we had a center to number 6 for South Florida. A very great player from what I've seen in all my time watching this tournament so far. She missed the shot, got stepped on by South Carolina's goalie.
Really nice save there from Mackenzie Cronin.
Got a face-off into South Carolina's goalie's right side.
2-minute penalty on South Carolina. Number 11, Genevieve Crouch for cross-checking.
All right, South Florida's on the power play. South Carolina on the penalty kill. South Florida dumps it to the right-handed boards. South Carolina rims it around the back of their net. South Florida showing a little bit of resistance. They're getting very aggressive on this penalty right now.
Yep.
Centering pass turned to a turnover. South Carolina dumps the puck out of their D zone. Stopped by South Florida's goalie.
Another nice play there by the freshman Grace Seaman on the penalty kill for South Carolina. She's been all over the ice throughout this tournament, as mentioned previously, and she's doing well, showing her prowess both on the power play, one given to her, as well as the penalty kill. As she heads off for a change, now Chloe Valente is going to get this puck, and she's always the ever dangerous Chloe Valente throughout this tournament.
South Florida, brings it around the back of the net, regain possession, turnover. South Carolina speeding up a little bit, little stick handling, good pass to the left-handed boards. We're battling for the puck on the backhanded boards. South Carolina comes out with it. They bring it to the right-handed boards. USF advancing the puck.
Chloe Valente
got a good move. Shooting just over the net.
Really nice move there from Chloe Valente as she was able to split both South Carolina defenders. Shot just went a little high, but she needs to keep playing the way she is. And as we mentioned previously, she's been absolute dynamic offensively for this Ice Bulls team. Just barely missed the glove side there.
The power play is expiring. South Carolina has the puck, advancing towards the net. South Carolina shoot just over the net.
I think an Ice Bulls stick caught that shot attempt by Cheyenne Wilson as well. Nice defensive play.
Again, we're getting really physical on the boards. No call for body checking there. Just barely missed the pass. "14 minutes left in this first period. We've got 5 shots to 3 in favor of
the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yes. Another face-off. This is going to be very advantageous for USF after they had just planted the seeds in the South Carolina D zone. Hopefully they can apply some more pressure and possibly come out of this with a goal.
Good face-off win once again by Grace Seaman. She's been absolutely winning a majority of her draws throughout this tournament. Really big for the South Carolina team throughout the year as she's in pursuit of this puck here. Got an offsides call.
South Florida making some changes. A few people coming off the bench. Face off near center ice. South Carolina emerges victorious on the face-off.
Oh,
South
nice
Florida
stick there
trying
by
to get out
South
of the
Carolina. That was
D-zone.
off the post.
Another battle on the boards. South Florida comes out victorious. Shooting, very far shot. Score. South Carolina scores. They get themselves back on the board to go up 2-0 on the USF Ice Bulls.
Yeah, another really tough goal here for Summer Garcia. I think she had the initial shot stopped here, but maybe it squeaked through the pad. South Carolina on the second attempt here is able to bang it in. Not sure who's going to get credit for that one. To me, it looked like Quincy Hurley got in the rebound, but we'll get official confirmation just shortly.
The rebounds have been huge in this tournament. The teams are really taking advantage of the second chances they have for these shots.
Another
USF.
nice play by Annie Bastian right there, able to poke the puck free. Ice Bulls try to go to work here in the offensive zone.
Nice move by South Carolina, advancing on the puck. USF showing resistance,
South Carolina,
regaining their
53,
possession,
Quincy Hurley, assisted
dumping it
by
off to the
number
boards.
38, Lauren Noonan.
And it was indeed Quincy Hurley, number 53 for South Carolina, credited with the second goal. Really
USF
like what
having
I've
a
seen
little bit
so
of trouble.
far out of South Carolina so far. They're able to establish a pretty hefty forecheck on these Ice Bowl defenders, making life pretty difficult in terms of breaking out. But I have liked what I've seen as well from USF in the offensive zone. It's just been a bit of a slog for them to get out of the defensive zone and then translate that into offense.
I feel that as well. If you look at the scoreboard, the Gamecocks would be up 2-0, 8 shots to USF's 3. A little bit of an offensive push here from South Carolina. But as I was saying earlier, if you look at the scoreboard, I feel that's not very indicative of how the Gamecocks have been playing versus the Ice Bulls, excuse me. The Ice Bulls are putting up a better fight than the scoreboard would like to show.
I agree, Cam. This game is far from over right now as Chloe Valente, the dynamic post-grad student, steps back onto the ice here for your Ice Bulls.
Ren Penigen recovering the puck from the side of the boards, advancing it up the ice. South Carolina showing resistance, dumping it right back into USF's D-zone. USF rimming it back around again up the boards, these right-handed boards. Got a push from Chloe Valente once more, shooting. Scores.
What a shot by Chloe Valente coming down on this right side here for the Ice Bulls. Absolutely, it looked like she may have snuck that high post, or that was 5-hole, excuse me. What an absolute shot. Another tremendous goal for Chloe Valente throughout this tournament. As she matches up once again on the faceoff with Grace Seaman.
Coming into the game, she is one of the X factors that everybody was talking about, and she's just doing her thing right now.
Grace Seaman, though, able to get through on that faceoff as she powers her way to the net.
Getting very physical on the boards. South Carolina showing plenty of resistance, shooting from the blue line, nearly scoring. USF advancing the puck up the ice again.
Goal for USF.
A little bit of resistance, but USF fights through that resistance. Pass, shooting,
By number 24,
very close, rebound.
and number 23,
Another really nice shot there from Chloe Valente.
Got a little scrum in front of the net. Puck finds its way from the in front of the net. 11 minutes to go. South Carolina up 2 to USF's 1. Only leading by 3 shots. Saved. Mackenzie Cronin, South Carolina's goalie. A great showing from her today, facing 6 shots, only letting in 1.
Kind of feel the Ice Bulls here shifting the momentum a little bit. They've had the better of the chances in the last few minutes or so. Another face-off here with Chloe Valente.
Face off to Cronin's right. Puck's back on the boards. South Carolina showing a little bit of an offensive push here. Lost control of the puck. USF sitting back, trying to get a hold of their offense. What do they want to do with the puck? They're advancing it. Puck's back on the boards. South Carolina really moving in to USF's D zone here. A little bit of a push out in front of the net. Missed shot. South Carolina rebounding, nearly scoring again. South Carolina calm, cool, and collected in front of the net, shooting just over the net.
Nice stick there by the USF defenders, able to break that up right in the low slot there for South Carolina. Thankfully for the Ice Bulls, that shot goes over the net off the deflected tip.
Still very physical on the boards. Puck's been poked off the boards. Right back to the other side. South Carolina showing resistance.
Some shoving here in front of the Ice Bulls net here, as there is a Gamecock toppled over in quite a bit of discomfort here, and that's number 11, Genevieve Crouch, gingerly skating back to the bench here.
She looks to be holding her collarbone or her neck area, heading back onto the bench.
Grace Seaman picking up the puck once again, but that pass is intercepted nicely.
Turnover. USF advancing with the puck. South Carolina regaining their offensive possession. What a spin, what a pass. South Carolina sitting back. What are they going to do? Another pass.
And
Good.
Another skater coming across the ice that I've been through.
Score! Gamecocks. Gamecocks getting back on the board. 3 goals for the Gamecocks. 9-10 left in this first period. They're up 9 shots to 6.
A nice seeing eye shot here by Cheyenne Wilson, whom I was just about to highlight. Been really impressed with her game as well throughout the majority of this tournament. I think she's a tremendous skater, and that seeing eye shot, perhaps there was a USF defender or an Ice Bulls defender potentially blocking that shot in front of the netminder, Summer Garcia. But nonetheless, another goal here for Cheyenne Wilson in this tournament, and she's looked very good as well.
Goal for South Carolina, scored by
South
number
Carolina
8,
back on the offensive after the face-off.
Number 36, Grace Seaman.
Backdoor
Cheyenne.
here for Grace Seaman. Cheyenne Wilson.
A little bit of confusion in front of the net. USC shooting and not scoring. USF advancing up the ice. USC showing a little bit of resistance.
Nice move there by Ann Bashins.
USF shooting, nearly scoring. Puck right back in front of the net. South Carolina dumping it down the ice. USF giving chase to that puck. South Florida showing very visible frustration with their defensive efforts right now.
Yeah, it's just been a little sloppy, Cam, for the Ice Bulls. Just a couple of turnovers, and never really easy when you're not really helping your goaltender out too much. I think they've left some Gamecock skaters just being able to float backdoor, and it's resulted in a couple goals here. And
A little bit of
other
confusion on
chances.
defense once more. South Carolina making a push, left-handed boards, shooting off the glove of Summer Garcia.
Nice save there by Summer Garcia.
Another nice save.
And you can hear the Ice Bulls bench imploring their player acting as a goalie today. She's really dug in there, played quite nicely so far. South Carolina with some really nice chances on the Ice Bulls netminder thus far.
USF really has to focus on cleaning up these defensive miscues. These defensive miscues are just causing South Carolina to get so many chances in front of the net. USF advancing once more. South Carolina seems to put a top on that bottle, which they do. Little battle on the boards once more. South Carolina sitting back in their D zone, calmly chasing the puck, just rimming around the back of your net.
Nice play there by Valente behind the net to strip the South Carolina defender behind the net. She's coming now.
Chloe Valente controlling
Gliding
the
on
puck.
the ice.
Centering pass, shooting off the pad of South Carolina's goalie. Bringing it around the left-handed boards in comparison to South Carolina's goalie.
Oh my God.
Shooting. Confusion in front of the net.
That's not going to be a goal, though. What a move by Chloe Valente. A little hand pass right there that went in.
Okay.
What grace on the ice displayed here by Chloe Valente. She was skating laps around the South Carolina zone for what felt like a full minute here, but ultimately that goal not going to count as it was touched in by a glove.
Face-off coming up right near center ice. fight on the boards. USF emerges with the puck coming off that face-off. Turnover. Just dump it into the O-zone for South Carolina. Again, South Carolina showing resistance to a USF offensive push. Bringing around the boards. USF dumps it out. USC sitting back defensively with the puck. Controversial hit.
Looked like Chloe Valente, looked like her skates got caught up in a South Carolina stick. Probably could have been called for a trip there, but the refs say play on.
A little bit more falling on the ice. South Carolina regaining themselves in a position to shoot, and just off the pads of Summer Garcia.
Ice Bowls, really bad change here. South Carolina coming back. Nice glove save once again, though, by Summer Garcia. Ill-advised change there for the Ice Bowls. They got to clean that up. You're just gonna like that. That was an odd man rush there for South Carolina, though it didn't result in a goal that time. Not what they want to be seeing.
USF sitting back once more, planning off another offensive attack. A miscue on the pass. Or on the left-handed boards to USF. Slap shot. Saved by Mackenzie Cronin once again.
Nice shot there by the Ice Bowls. Also get a whistle here. With 5:48 left in this opening frame. Shots, South Carolina with 14, Ice Bowls with 9.
So far, what are you gathering from this game from both sides, Petey?
It's kind of still a feeling out process here, Cam. I think both these teams are honestly even matched, though the score won't indicate it. But I do think South Carolina's been stronger in the defensive zone. The Ice Bowls kind of just throwing the puck sometimes, and they can't be playing hot potato with the puck here in their own D zone. I have liked what I've seen out of the Ice Bowls on the offensive side of the puck. However, another kind of example of that, the Ice Bowl defender throwing that back down for an icing, and this will result in another face-off to the blocker side of Summer Garcia. Or, excuse me, it looks like, okay, we're going to be on the glove side.
This puts South Carolina in a prime position to win this face-off and display some more of the offensive prowess that they've been displaying throughout this whole game. USF dumps the puck. Cronin stops the puck, sits on it, face-off to, I don't know what side the face-off is going to be next to her.
Unsure as to why Mackenzie Cronin is covering up that puck. I understand that the Ice Bowls were coming down, but I thought she had just enough. I thought she had enough time to play that puck and get it to her defender, so that and then behind the net, so they're able to make a play. But alas, Ice Bowls will get that face-off here. But now that one she will definitely have to cover up, as there was an Ice Bowl lurking.
To circle back to that last save, I'm kind of surprised that South Carolina will make a move that way, considering how oppressive their offense has been and how aggressive they've been offensively so far this game. We've got another save from Mackenzie Cronin, just stacking up saves, which will lead us to another face-off to Cronin's right. USF emerges victorious in this face-off as well. Shot, nearly scored. Cronin's left-handed boards. South Carolina dumping the puck once more.
Alexis Piazza voicing her displeasure here as another icing is called. Doesn't seem as though she wants the icing. Can't blame her. Anytime a defenseman has some space to skate up ice with it, they always want to take that. Can't blame her for that.
Mackenzie Cronin in net facing another face-off. Does USF win this one? USF wins this one. They sit back. Shot. USF regains their offensive control. Do they stop this push? They do not. South Carolina continues to advance with the puck. We're getting a little chippy. Little sticks getting mixed up right now. USF advancing again.
Look for Ann Bashant here. Really good player. A little quiet this tournament, but she is a terrific player for this Ice Bowls team, and they're going to need her if they want to win
Ice
this
Bowls
one.
in front of the net. Cronin with another save.
Ren Penigen, really blistering wrist shot there. Looked like it may have gone up wide, but Grace Seaman coming back down on the counterattack. The talented freshman steered nicely wide here by the Ice Bowl defender. But Grace does well here to control. Nice centering pass, too, by the freshman.
Alexis Piazza really getting in there with her stick and like displaying some of her defensive ability she can do when needed. USF taking the puck up the ice once more. Got lost in between multiple sticks. Into the boards once again. USF sitting back.
Nice play once again by Grace Seaman. She's been all over the ice early in this frame.
Pass a little ahead. Getting mixed up on the boards again. USF giving chase to the puck. Bring it up the ice on their left-handed boards. Chloe Valente with the puck. Puck makes its way away from the front of the net. USF sitting back. Pass to their right-handed boards. USF bringing up the puck again. South Carolina advancing on their left-handed boards. Nice move. Bringing it wide. Wilson loses control of the puck.
Chloe Valente, watch out, dangerous with the puck. But nice play there by the South Carolina defender.
It's rare that we see Chloe Valente get the ball, or get the puck, stripped away from her like that. She's usually too fast for the defender to be able to do something like that. A battle for the puck behind the net, centered, saved by Summer Garcia once again.
And that was Zoe Elwell on that play to stop Chloe Valente's rush. Otherwise, she may have been free for a breakaway there. Really nice play by number 15 for South Carolina.
As we're approaching the end of this first period, I'm seeing the shots on the scoreboard evening out between both teams. I'm definitely seeing more balanced offensive play between both teams.
Yeah, that's right, Cam. But for the Ice Bulls, I think it's important as Chloe Valente coming through. That goes just wide. But I'm looking for the Ice Bulls to get maybe a little bit more sustained pressure here. But Chloe Valente, the always dangerous, nice backhander as well by the talented postgraduate student from Northern Michigan University.
To add to the Bulls' pressure, this is definitely better than the pressure they came out with as the game started, but we've just got to see it more consistently from the Bulls.
Keeping Chloe Valente out. So a little bit of change of personnel here for the Ice Bulls, but 18 in green stays out here for
USF scores in the final minute and a half of this first period. USF within one as the score turns into 3-2 in favor of the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Really nice goal there from Madison Lawrence for the Ice Bulls here. Able to with 1:33 left, and these are the goals that coaches on the opposition side for South Carolina are going to hate to see. When you're a coach and you give up a goal within the final 2 minutes before a period or as it just began, those are the goals that coaches hate to see, just because you oftentimes the lack of attention to detail. But 2-on-1 quickly, 3-on-1 here. Grace Seaman breaking through.
Wow, another goal for the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks are now up 4-2, and the shots are split by 1 in the Gamecocks' favor. And just like that, 6 seconds later off the clock, South Carolina puts themselves right back up by 2.
Responding immediately after that goal by Madison LaChance here for the Gamecocks is Grace Seaman. Do believe that's going to be her second of the game today. Overall, a really impressive tournament for this talented freshman.
South Carolina wins this faceoff. They dump it.
Goal scored by University of South Florida. Number 6, Alexis.
All right, got a face off on the South Carolina D zone.
And correction on that scoring. So it looks like LeBlanc will get the assist on that goal for USF, and it looks like Alexis Piazza will be credited with the goal.
Face off to Cronin's left, a little change of pace for the face-offs this game. South Carolina looking to make some noise on the breakaway. Sticks are getting tangled up. 2 USF players fall. Shooting nearly scored by Wilson.
Remember that save, Cam, if USF can come back and win this game. A huge save here late in the frame with just about a minute to go. Another nice
USC
save.
Shooting again, saved by Summer Garcia once again. The goalies are on fire this game. The shots that they've let in have not been any soft shots at all.
No, that's right, Cam. A lot of them coming in the breakaway fashion, coming off the rush, or shots that have gotten deflected in. Really tough on either of these goalies. But two really nice saves here. Impressive for Summer Garcia.
Suddenly, this last minute of the period, oh, USF breakaway. First time coming across one of these, shooting and score. Oh, nearly scores. USF nearly getting themselves right back on the board. USC looking to respond. Advancing the puck, 1-on-3. Almost dangled it through there, but no need. Wilson takes the puck, bring it around front. Just a little bit of an offensive miscue right there. USF looking to respond themselves.
The Ice Bulls bench imploring their defenders as well as their centers and wingers to get lower in the defensive zone as two South Carolina Gamecocks were just free.
Both teams holding it together defensively, stopping the other one from getting just close enough to scoring. South Carolina looking to respond again. Sticks tangled up, shooting, scores for South Carolina.
And that will be the hat trick for Grace Seaman. An absolutely dynamic first period for the freshman with 9 seconds remaining. That's going to extend the lead for South Carolina 5-2. And for USF, another poor line change here as South Carolina catches them in transition. Ice Bulls are really going to have to clean up their Ice Bulls are really going to have to clean up their line changes, as well as it's just details and lack of attention here early in this first period, but not out of it whatsoever.
Dare I say this might be the most exciting whole minute of the tournament so far.
Goal for South
Cam, I think you might be right.
36, Grace Seaman, unassisted.
South Carolina sitting back with the puck. USF looking to advance, shooting, nearly scores, and that'll bring the first period to an end in the Gamecocks' favor, 5-2. Gamecocks shooting 9 shots. Ice Bulls following up with 15 shots.
And now a word by CCM. The CCM FTW line is the first ever hockey gear built specifically for her. To get yours, head to ccmhockey.com or check out your local retailer.
Welcome back to Consolation Game 2. USF trailing right now 5-2 versus the South Carolina Ice Gamecocks. 15 shots to their 19, 5-2.
Another nice save there early from Summer Garcia. Another shot from Grace Seaman as she was looking for her fourth.
USC controlling the puck, sitting back in their D zone, constructing their offense. Bring it around to their near boards. Cross ice pass. USF controlling the puck. Sticks getting mixed up. South Carolina with a nice move, advancing the puck down the ice.
Ice Bulls just seem last to every puck today. It looks like we're going to get a delay call here too. South Carolina going to go to the power play as the Ice Bulls still can't touch it. Believe it's going to be Liz Penningen. Yeah, that's going to be a trip against Liz Penningen. Going to the box here, sit for 2 minutes. Not what the Ice Bulls needed. Taking a penalty with less than a minute into the second frame here. Grace Seaman though drawing the penalty once again. She's been all over the ice tonight. Cam, we'll get a look here at the South Carolina power play.
Definitely not an ideal start for the Ice Bulls considering the end of the first period that they just went through. Face off in USF's D zone. Sticks getting mixed up right now. Bringing out the puck to the near board. South Carolina advancing around the net.
And excuse me, Cam, that was Lizzie Penningen taking the
Another
penalty.
save by Summer Garcia.
Big kill here for the Ice Bulls. 6-2 here, and we're looking at a completely different game here than 5-2. Ice Bulls really need to lock this down here.
Penalty on USF, number 23, Christina.
South Carolina on the power play, 1:40 left roughly. Calm, cool, collected. What are they going to do offensively with this puck? Taking their time.
Nice stick there by Jules
South Carolina in
Eisenberg.
front of the net, nearly scored.
Ice Bulls got to remember that USC is looking for that back door.
Centering pass. Pass to the left of Summer Garcia. Summer Garcia struggling. South Carolina getting back on the board again, 6-2. Oh, a power play.
Nice power play goal there for the Ice Cocks here. And that looks like it's going to be Rhea Beckwith getting the goal here for South Carolina, extending that lead up to 6-2. So Cam, we did get a look at that power play for the Gamecocks, and it looks pretty dangerous. Ice Bulls really weren't able to clear it, however. A couple opportunities to, and good teams like South Carolina will make you pay.
Yeah, South Carolina looked very confident on that power play, very confident shooting, very confident passing, just overall very confident attack on the power play.
Really nice play there by Chloe Valente. She's able to keep that puck in. Tough angle shot.
Goal for South Carolina, number 30.
Saved by Mackenzie Cronin. She's going to go ahead and sit on that.
Grace Seaman with another assist here. Looks like it's going to be her 5th point of the game.
Face off to the right side of Mackenzie Cronin.
Mackenzie Cronin playing pretty well here. That was a good shift for Chloe Valente as she was able to get a couple tough angle shots there. Going to work here on Madison Elwell.
USF taking the puck back, controlling it, sitting back. What are they going to do? Board-to-board pass. South Carolina or South Florida, taking advantage of their space. South Florida advancing, shooting. Just behind, shooting, scores. South Florida getting back on the board. Chloe Valente doing what we expected her to do. Would this be her 2nd goal out of South Florida's 3?
Yep, that will be Chloe Valente's 2nd goal here today. Really nice play in the neutral zone. All started with the pass from Madison Elwell, which was then tipped by Chloe Valente. And they were able to break it into the zone. And Chloe Valente following the rush as the trailer and able to deposit that into the net. We have a 6-3 game now.
South Florida really looking like the South Florida that we expected from the beginning of this game, being fast, controlled, taking advantage of the space they're given. They've been doing just that for these past couple minutes.
Assisted by number 10, Eris Luskin.
Shooting from South Carolina. Just nearly missed. USF kind of hugging the boards right now, taking their time.
I think a missed trip there on Chloe Valente. Refs putting the whistles back
Chloe
in their pocket a
Valente
little bit.
making it with
really
space.
nice move here from Chloe Valente, but nice poke check there by Madison Cronin to alleviate the pressure.
Sticks getting tangled up on that South Carolina push. USF regains control of the puck. Chloe Valente leaping through 2 defenders, dangling one. Can she dangle this last one? Shooting, nearly scored. South Carolina's goalie trips up a little bit, but she ends up coming out on top of the puck.
And if you're an Ice Bowl there, you got to be following Chloe Valente on her shots here. That's a juicy rebound sitting right in the yawning cage of Madison Cronin. And no Ice Bowls around the area to follow Chloe Valente to knock that in. The Ice Bowls have to be more opportunistic here and really capitalizing on the chances that Chloe Valente is creating for them.
Chloe Valente, she's creating a lot of chances. And the USF Bulls, the Ice Bulls, excuse me, they're looking very streaky with those chances. We've seen flashes of what they could do with those chances, but they just have to be more consistent with them.
As the ever-dangerous Grace Seaman is now going to take this face-off here for South Carolina. Seems as though both these girls, Valente and Seaman, have kind of taken over this game here as we get a 2-on-1 here with Cheyenne Wilson and Grace Seaman.
South Carolina has numbers across the ice. Shooting for South Carolina into the chest of Summer Garcia.
Nice save there by Summer Garcia, keeping her team in this game here. Now totaling shots here at 26 here to 18 in favor of South Carolina with 16:34 left in the second frame.
Blocker side of Summer Garcia. Face off. Center pass from South Carolina ends up on the boards. South Carolina looks very comfortable on the boards right now. They seem to be winning most of their board battles, so why not just keep taking it there?
Lizzie Penningen now.
South Florida taking a step back, regaining themselves for offense, and that'll be off of the ice. Excuse me.
A little friendly fire there. Oh, actually, not friendly fire. Right into the South Carolina bench there.
16 minutes left in this second period, and South Carolina will be up 6-3, 26 shots to 18. Face off to the left side of Summer Garcia. USF wins it, rims it around the back of their net. Summer Garcia leaps out, gets herself on top of that puck.
Good on Summer Garcia there to get a whistle. Kind of getting a feel for the game here. You know, she can kind of feel this top line for South Carolina starting to press a little bit with Grace Seaman, Cheyenne Wilson, as well as Rhea Beckwith. Another nice shot there by Grace Seaman.
Summer Garcia really taking advantage of these shots being thrown at her. She's saving all of them in immaculate fashion.
Got some tired Ice Bulls on the ice, though, as they look to make a change on the defensive side. Lizzie Penningen coming off the ice. Nope, the refs are not going to allow it.
The Ice Bulls being denied a change while looking that tired on the ice is very critical.
The tired Ice Bulls, Ann Hogue, as well as Lizzie Penningen, must remain on the ice.
South Carolina wins the face-off, centering pass from the blue line.
Puck's got to get out if you're
USF emerging. Amazing poke check. One-on-one, USF shooting, nearly scores around the back of the net. South Carolina regaining the puck on the boards. Sticks getting tangled up. USF regains the puck in the O-zone. What can they do? Shooting right out of the front of the net.
Tough play here for Lizzie Penningen. Yep, as she was caught in between and flat-footed. Cheyenne Wilson poking that puck right past her. 2-on-0 here.
Summer Garcia again.
Really nice save here from Summer Garcia, but if I was Cheyenne Wilson, I'm really looking to make that pass across the slot here. She had a streaking Rhea Beckwith coming right on the far side. That looked like it could have been in the yawning cage here. Could have been an easy goal here. But Cheyenne Wilson, though, has been a really talented scorer throughout this tournament, so can't necessarily fault her for opting to shoot there.
USF coming out for this face-off after doing the change from the bench they were so desperately needing.
Looks like the line with Ann Bastion is going to step onto the ice here.
South Carolina bringing it around. Losing the puck, but thankfully someone's there. South Carolina rimming it right back around the opposing net. USF looking to advance.
Nice pass there by Jules Eisenberg, really stretching the ice out. If they hurry, Ice Bulls could have odd man.
USF shooting into the chest of Mackenzie Cronin once again.
Really nice rush there by the Ice Bulls. Ren Penningen getting off a pretty quality shot there. All started, though, with that pass by Madison Elwell up to Jules Eisenberg, then across to Ren Pennichin. Had Ann Bastian on the back door, but Ren Pennichin, a very talented shooter of her own, opting to go with that shot.
South Florida kind of letting the puck get away from them. Battle on the boards for the puck once again. South Florida maintaining control. Great move, centering pass. Pennichin just couldn't take advantage of the pass. South Carolina advancing up the ice, just passing the midline. South Carolina letting the puck get away from them, but a teammate was behind. Summer Garcia landing on this puck once again.
Looks like here that the Chloe Valente line is going to step back onto the ice here.
South Florida clearing their bench every time it comes to make a change off of it.
As well as the Grace Seaman-led line with Cheyenne Wilson. Although Cheyenne Wilson looks like she's taking this shift off. Looks like they're doubling up Grace Seaman here to get on the ice every time that Chloe Valente touches the ice too. Not a bad decision here by South Carolina.
South Carolina emerging victorious in yet another face-off. They seem to be very relaxed, controlling their destiny on offense.
Going to be a little offside here.
South Carolina leading the Ice Bulls 30 shots to 19. The Ice Bulls really have to kick it into overdrive on offense right now. They desperately need it. South Carolina sitting back on offense. USF giving a little bit of resistance. The puck going behind the net. Simmons bringing it back
really
around.
Nice pursuit there on the back check by the Ice Bulls. Chloe Valente now looks to make a move around Grace Seaman. Cannot quite do so.
South Carolina bringing it around. Miscommunication on the pass, but that's okay because Seaman has it. Advancing past mid-ice. What is she going to do? Fakes out one defender. Centers the pass. Just a slight miscue on the shot.
Nice stick there by Chloe Valente to break that up.
USF
Another nice
advancing
move
one
by
on
Chloe
two.
Valente.
Chloe Valente, slight miscommunication between Valente. USF shooting again, nearly scoring. South Carolina dumping it to the boards. USF sitting back, controlling the puck now. Centering pass, actually a shot, excuse me. Shot from the blue line, just barely to the side.
Nice shot there by Anna Hogue. Just a bit off its mark, but I like the idea there. There were some bodies in front of the net.
South Carolina opening it back up on offense to their near-sided boards. A little bit of a fight for the puck. USF regains control. USF bringing it right back to the boards. South Carolina down for the fight on the boards. South Carolina advancing in front of the net, lose the puck. South Florida looking to show even more resistance to South Carolina. South Carolina steps back with the puck. Miscue on the pass, we got an Ice Bull on the ice. South Carolina right back with the puck. Winding up, shooting. Right back towards the middle. South Florida looking to regain control.
Cam, we almost had a breakaway there as an Ice Bull was caught on a late change here.
Getting chippy on the left-handed boards. South Florida, behind South Carolina's goal with the puck. South Carolina does have numbers. South Carolina takes advantage of those numbers by dumping the puck further away from their own net.
Nice play there by Alexis Piazza to keep that puck in the zone.
South Carolina has numbers. We've got an Ice Bull on the ice.
It's gonna be a penalty,
keep your feet
Cam.
there.
It's gonna be a penalty on USF, Cam. Looks like it's gonna be roughing. Oh, looks like it might be a cross check. Excuse me, it looks like it's actually gonna be interference here.
South Florida really seeming to be taking themselves out of the game with these penalties.
And excuse me one more time, it looks like it's going to be a hook now on the Ice Bulls. I believe that's going to be...
South Florida bringing it right back around. South Carolina in front of the net, calm, cool, collected, passing it around, thinking, what are we going to do, South Carolina bringing it right in front. Summer Garcia facing out the shot.
Really nice save there by Summer Garcia.
USF, number 20, Alexis Ryan, 2 minutes for hooking.
And now we have the official confirmation. It is going to be Alexis Ryan getting sent off the ice for 2 minutes for hooking. But a really nice initial stop there by Summer Garcia. Ice Bulls need a clear here.
Garcia
Can ill
facing
afford to
another
go down
face-off.
7-3.
South Carolina with the puck in front of. South Carolina gets themselves right back on the board. South Carolina now leading 7-3. 10:55 left in period number 2. South Carolina up 33 shots to 19.
Getting official confirmation on who scored that goal for South Carolina. Looks like it's going to be number 16, Aria Dominique. But we'll get official confirmation shortly. But it looks like it's going to be Aria Dominique with the goal on the power play. Real backbreaker here for this Ice Bulls team that's been battling this entire game. Unfortunately,
Goal for South Carolina,
these penalties, unfortunately,
number 16, Aria Dominique.
and it is indeed Aria Dominique.
USF advancing with the puck once more. Pinigen right into the chest of Mackenzie Cronin. What could you say led to that just latest goal that we've seen from South Carolina?
It's another defensive breakdown for the Ice Bulls. They're not able to clear the puck, and they're not able to win a majority of their faceoffs here. And it's just too easy. South Carolina's been able to walk into the slot as the Ice Bulls are getting too caught up high, and they're not giving their D enough support here down low.
South Carolina leaving that pass behind. South Florida sitting back. Little bit of confusion on that pass. Puck making its way across the midline. Sticks getting tangled up. USF not advancing. South Carolina takes that puck from South Florida. South Carolina advancing once more. Pass to the left. Centering. Miscommunication on the shot. USF taking control of the puck again. Pass up the center ice. Little sticks getting tangled up action right now. South Carolina advancing once more. Shooting just nearly over the top of the boards.
Nice pursuit here by Grace Seaman, 36 in white here for South Carolina.
South Carolina regaining the puck again. Centering. Two sticks colliding. Puck goes straight up. South Carolina shooting again. Right out of the back of the net. South Carolina bringing the puck back over to the boards. South Carolina looks very comfortable on the boards right now, shooting again. Summer Garcia making yet another save.
Yeah, it's just too easy for South Carolina in the offensive zone. Ice Bulls are kind of getting away from their defensive structure just a little bit here, chasing way too much here in the offensive zone. They're either not covering the points, or they're getting kind of sucked over to one side of the ice. They either need to choose to eliminate the points, or they need to get lower to help their D on the breakout so that they're able to flow their breakout through the neutral zone and they're able to lead to more offense.
Another face-off in the USF D zone. Can they bring it out? Battle for the puck on the boards. Puck makes its way to the opposite boards. South Carolina putting the pressure on again. Just relentless pressure from South Carolina thus far. USF finally advancing. USF does not have numbers. Impressive dangling, stick handling. Near miss on the
Really
shot.
nice play there by Chloe Valente on the pursuit.
Chloe Valente just skating circles around this South Carolina defense, just missing the puck. Teammate recovering it. South Carolina looking vulnerable on defense for the first time in what has felt like a very long time. Puck makes its way right back over to the USF defensive zone. South Florida putting forth an effort to get it out of there. Chloe Valente making another push, shooting.
Really nice save there from Mackenzie Cronin. Thought that Chloe Valente shot was labeled for the top corner, but a really impressive save there.
South Carolina sitting back.
I believe the Ice Bulls also weren't able to get a stick on that rebound left by that Valente shot.
It'll be icing on South Carolina.
The Ice Bulls really should look at kind of all, like changing up their personnel just slightly. They need to get a goal here with 8 minutes left remaining, 7-3 score here. Keep Valente out and maybe get some new personnel on the ice. There's a bunch of tired Gamecocks on the ice right here.
The puck will make its way back across ice to Mackenzie Cronin's glove side for another faceoff. South Carolina wins this faceoff, pushes the puck all the way to the far-sided boards. USF regains control right back around the net for USF. USF shooting, nearly scored.
Once again, another really nice look there. Nice pass from Chloe Valente.
Chloe Valente really just showing her stick handling skills in front of the South Carolina net. Got a Gamecock on the ice. Battle for the puck. USF coming out victorious in that scrum. South Carolina now having numbers 1 on 3. South Carolina brings it to the near-sided boards, brings it right back to the far-sided boards.
Really nice pursuit there by Eris Lustin here for South Florida, who has the puck now, able to keep that puck extended in the offensive zone.
Although most of South Florida's pushes are resulting in a save from Mackenzie Cronin, these pushes are looking absolutely amazing, and they're coming more and more frequently.
Yeah, they are, Cam. I really like how that top lines work so far with Sky Tittle, Eris Lustin, and of course Chloe Valente. They're really going to need to push. They're really going to need to push those three more and more as this game goes along.
Mackenzie Cronin and her fellow Gamecocks facing yet another face-off at home right now. Late player getting to the face-off. Puck dropped. South Carolina convincing win in the face-off. South Carolina on the breakaway. South Carolina. Shooter and goalie shooting. South Carolina scores. South Carolina goes up yet again. South Carolina leading shots 34-22.
Yeah, and that's going to be an 8-3 lead now for South Carolina, and yet another goal for Grace Seaman.
Man,
believe that's her 4th of the game today, Cam.
South Carolina really just laying it on thick. We got 8 goals through period 2, and just 7 minutes left in period 2.
Once again, another really impressive shift from the talented freshman.
Number 36, Grace Seaman, unassisted.
If me and Petey here, if we could get the times of possession for both of these teams, I'm feeling that a paper would say that South Carolina would be leading handsomely in time of possession. South Carolina advancing yet again. We got a lost stick on the ice. South Carolina shooting, nearly scored. Right around the back of South Florida's net. South Carolina regaining thoughts. South Carolina advancing. Another save by Summer Garcia.
Really nifty play there by Grace Seaman, the freshman. Once again, with a mention here on this broadcast. Little nifty play, got the puck behind the net and just threw it back in, looking for who I believe was another South Carolina forward coming through into the high slot. But nice stick there by Summer Garcia to break it up before that could get into any sort of dangerous area.
Fresh legs to go around for everybody as both teams just made a fair change for both of their benches. USF regaining control of the puck. Pass, we got a 2-on-1 right now. Shot from USF, just right wide. USF still giving a little bit of resistance, not wanting to leave the offensive zone yet.
Really nice play there by Jules Eisenberg on that stick lift, though, given away to Crouch of South Carolina.
South Carolina not wanting to give up just yet. South Florida with the puck in a great position. Miscommunication on the pass. South Florida keeps their drive alive, rimming it around the back of the net. Bringing it back around to the left-handed boards for them. South Carolina advancing. 5:40 left in this second period. South Florida bringing it right back around. Where are they going to go? They're going to go right back to the boards. South Carolina giving resistance. Ice Bulls, calm, cool, and collected, bringing it off the boards. South Carolina not being a fan of that one. South Carolina pushing it right back to the USF D zone, a place where they've been very familiar with this game. South Carolina centering pass. Summer Garcia making yet another save.
Really nice save there from Summer Garcia. Couple initial whacks there. Puck was just sitting right at the mouth of the crease here. And the Ice Bulls lucky not to get harmed on that one. Chloe Valente stepping back onto the ice as Grace Seaman steps back onto the ice. We've seen that matchup all day long so far.
Yet another face-off for Summer Garcia and the Ice Bulls in their own D zone.
Nice face-off there from Grace Seaman.
Okay. Chloe Valente making yet another push up the ice. She's displaying her speed, stick handling. She's got a good handle on the puck.
Three Gamecocks, including the center, Grace Seaman back.
Centering pass from Valente, not making it on target. Gamecocks looking to show some resistance now. Got a fallen Gamecock. Ice is slippery, ladies and gentlemen. South Carolina bringing the puck right back up the boards. They're also very familiar with the boards as well. USF, calm, cool, and collected. Intercepted by South Carolina. South Carolina sitting, thinking. One thing I can say about this game so far, South Carolina is showing their speed, but they also have a healthy balance of being patient with that speed.
Yeah, they really do, Cam. Been really impressed with how South Carolina is able to operate within the neutral zone. They're really owning the neutral zone, and that's largely where hockey games are won and lost. They're able to either turn it up ice quickly for a really nice rush opportunity, but South Carolina off sides here. But they're content to let USF just play that. Not exactly sure why USF would just dump it back into the neutral zone when South Carolina had to touch up initially anyway.
Chloe Valente attempting to force another push yet again, but being denied by the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks advance it towards the back of USF's net yet again. The ice is looking very tilted here in Columbus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, as this game has gone on, you can kind of see that the Ice Bulls are really having difficulty dealing with the constant pressure and attack from the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Nice save. South Carolina advancing again, ladies and gentlemen. South Carolina spending more time in their opponent's D zone than in their own D zone, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another save by Summer Garcia. Summer Garcia is really putting in work to keep USF in this game right now.
Yeah, as South Carolina has kind of totaled up here to 39 shots with 3:04 left in the second frame. I've been more and more impressed as this tournament and this game has gone along with Summer Garcia. It's truly remarkable that a player goalie such as herself could come in and look like she's been playing the position for years.
In the closing minutes of the second period, it really looks as if USF is playing surviving hockey, and they're not playing aggressive. They're not really trying to make anything happen. They're merely just trying to survive the South Carolina offensive surge. USF advancing. Pass up the ice. Nice stick moves. One-on-one for USF. They dangle around their opponent. Shooting nearly scored. Wide right around the net. South Florida on the redeeming chance. USC redeeming themselves by dumping the puck right out of the front of their net.
Really nice shift there from number 3, Kaylin Rodke. She's really been in pursuit the entire game. I've been really impressed with her game. Good player here for USF.
Refs showing a little bit of confusion on which side of the South Carolina D zone this faceoff will take place. They've decided on the glove side of Mackenzie Cronin. Approaching this faceoff, is this game over for USF? And if not, what do they have to do to get this game back into reach?
This game is certainly not over for USF. We've been able to see they've been able to generate a lot of scoring chances. They're going to get a power play, we know eventually. They just got to be more patient here with the puck, and they got to clean up the D zone. However, it's been far too sloppy. If they don't get the D zone and the neutral zone corrected, and the attention to detail and the little parts of their game, they're not going to win this game. But it certainly is not over for this Ice Bulls team. They have the offensive firepower to certainly score 5 goals and tie this game up, as evidenced yesterday by that thrilling 8-7 victory over Auburn.
Yet another face-off, but this time to the blocker side of Cronin in the South Carolina D zone. In the waning minutes of this second period, with the score 8-3, South Carolina has laid it on thick this period, leading in shots 39-23 over the USF Ice Bulls. South Carolina controlling the puck yet again. USF dumping it nearly back into their own D zone, advancing. We're getting a little scrappy here on the boards. South Florida taking the puck back. We're in the final 1:45 of this second period.
Another example of the neutral zone right there, Cam. Another turnover, and South Carolina is going to force USF to go another 200 feet.
USF really just sinking back as if they're a turtle in their own shell, but not right now. They have a 2-on-2 right now, a miscommunication on the pass. There goes USF making yet another effort to go backwards out of the South Carolina D zone.
South Carolina being super aggressive. If USF could have just pushed that puck to the far side of the rink here, they would have had numbers coming back the other way for an on-man rush.
South Carolina back in the USF D zone right now on the near-sided boards. South Carolina sitting back. A turnover from South Carolina. USF has some life. We got a one-on-one USF looking to shoot just over the net into the boards. Final minute of the second period, ladies and gentlemen. USF looking to kick it up a notch and really make a name for themselves in the South Carolina D zone.
Another nice shift here from Kaylin Rodke. Watch out, Valente has the puck on her stick.
Oh, looks like a hard fall for number 16 for South Carolina, Aria Domingue. She still looks to be on the ground in pain right now.
Yeah, Dominique took a pretty hard spill into the boards, but looks no worse for wear. Maybe just a bit of a shake up there. Good to see her back on her feet.
Right back up. You know what they say about hockey, man? Hockey takes warriors.
That it does, Cam. That it does.
Nearing the final 30 seconds of this second period, we're going to have another face-off on the glove side of Mackenzie Cronin. USF they have to continue their trajectory of making a push right now and continue that momentum into the third period if they want to keep this game within range. South Carolina
left
showing
there
resistance.
by Valente. Nobody home though.
South Carolina showing resistance.
Nice play by Sky Tittle to keep that in.
USF
well as
now
Aris
showing
Rustin.
resistance.
Nice play there from the two wingers here.
Chloe Valente attempting a
10
shot right
seconds
there,
here, Cam.
too high. 10 seconds and left in this period, nearing 5, 4, 3. South Carolina advancing up the ice, 2 and 1. The score for the end of the second period will be 8-3 in the South Carolina Gamecocks' favor. Now this from CCM. The CCM FTW line is the first ever hockey gear built specifically for her. To get yours, head to ccmhockey.com or check out your local retailer. We'll be back after this break. Gentlemen, it's me, Cam, joined with,
PD Bontempo.
and we are back for the opening face-off for the third period of the USF Ice Bulls versus the South Carolina Gamecocks. The South Carolina Gamecocks are up 8-3 right now to start this period.
Yeah, pretty sloppy second there from the Ice Bulls, especially in the defensive zone. And South Carolina really has been able to capitalize on the power play from some of these penalties that South Florida's taken.
USF looks to be coming out pressing, which is something that's unfamiliar to us based off of how the game has just gone so far.
Yeah, really this whole offense today has really just been Chloe Valente just kind of skating around the offensive zone. And no Ice Bulls really coming for support. They really need to work off of each other. A little lucky bounce there off the referee, right
Chloe
to Valente's
Valente
stick here.
pressing, shooting, top right scores. The USF Bulls get on the board, and Chloe Valente gets on the board for the third time today. 8-4.
A hat trick here for the superstar post-grad Chloe Valente here. She's been absolutely magnificent in this game and matching Grace Siemens' 4 goals in this game. So these two stars in the CHS are going back and forth with one another.
Now, PD, 19 minutes, 4 goals. Is this game out of reach for the Ice Bulls if they can continue this pattern?
None whatsoever. This game is not out of reach. We've seen crazier things happen in hockey and even in this tournament here. And USF just getting a pretty nice break there. They were able to capitalize.
Valente pressing once more.
USF was able to capitalize there. Chloe Valente specifically off of that misplay, off the ref's skate. Chloe Valente
again trying to center in front of the net. Nobody was there. South Carolina looks to be showing a little bit more resistance like we're used to. South Carolina up the left boards under the skate of Summer Garcia. What a save. Might be the most impressive one we've seen today.
A little unorthodox there from Summer Garcia, but whatever works.
Looks like it's going to be a face-off right next to the dancing Summer Garcia in net. South Carolina showing a little bit of resistance, coming off the win in the face-off. USF taking the puck, advancing it up the ice. Very clean pass. South Carolina does not have numbers. USF has numbers in front of the net. Miscommunication on the pass. USF still making home in the South Carolina D zone right now. Stepping back, awaiting a pass across the ice. Anna Hogue with the puck up her left-handed board, spinning around, trying to make a pass. South Carolina dumps it out of their D zone. USF advancing with the puck. Lizzie Pinnigan bringing up the right-handed boards. Okay, puck launched over the bench, out of play, I believe, on the USF Ice Bulls. Mackenzie Cronin facing yet another face-off to her glove side.
Huge face-off here coming up for the Ice Bulls. The top line for USC just stepped back onto the ice here.
South Carolina regaining control offensively behind their own net. Up there near boards, South Florida with the interception.
Nice play by Ann Bashand right here.
South Carolina showing resistance in front of USF in front of the South Florida battling in front of the South Carolina net. South Florida really down for the count. They're really in here trying to get something done, trying to show some resistance. South Carolina emerges victorious on the stick battle. South Carolina pushing.
Here. Awesome play there by Kaylin Rodkey on the back check there.
USF pushing again. Anna Bashand pushing herself again. Clapper halfway from the blue line by USF, just wide of the net.
Yep, and we're going to see a power play here as we wait official confirmation. Looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Ice Bulls. Looks like it's going to be Ann Bashand here heading to the box.
This is not great.
Looks like it's going to be a roughing call here, or interference.
Yeah, this is not great for USF, as we saw USF give up yet another penalty earlier on in the game, which I believe got them scored on.
Yep, correct, Cam. Another critical moment here. USF opting to go with Rodkey here, as well as Ren Pinigen on the power play, on the penalty kill here.
USF, number 16.
This has to get out of your USF.
South
Nice play,
Carolina.
though, by Elwell.
USF working hard to get it out of their D zone. South Carolina sitting back in their offensive stance, slowly advancing up the ice. Seeming to be trying to get their offense together. South Carolina with space. Do they near boards? South Carolina's going to go ahead and wrap it around the back of the USF net. Looking for something, looking. Cross ice pass.
South Carolina has 3 girls down low. USF has to recognize that. That's
getting chippy in front of the net. South Carolina looking for anything in front of the net.
back
Shooting.
door here for South Carolina.
Near miss for South Carolina. South Carolina not giving up in the USF D zone. USF manages to dump the puck out finally.
Really nice play there by Ren Pinigen.
South Carolina sitting back. What are they going to do?
No change, though, for the Ice
We've got a
Bulls.
cross ice pass. South Carolina with space. 1-on-3. Miscommunication on the pass. South Carolina takes the puck back into possession. South Carolina going out wide and very nice spin. South Carolina is shooting off the pad of Summer Garcia once again. USF advancing through their right-handed boards. South Carolina showing speed. South Carolina defending up against that USF push. 30 seconds on the power play. South Florida showing great resistance. South Carolina has numbers, South Carolina, they have numbers. USF did not have numbers. South Carolina bringing it right back up the ice. Looking for a pass, looking for anything. He's going to opt to bring it around the back of the net. Power plays winding right back down, 2-1. South Carolina gets themselves right back on the board, extending their lead to 9-4, outshooting the USF Ice Bulls 43-27.
Yeah, that's going to be another power play goal here for South Carolina. A little seeing eye shot here from the point. We'll wait to get official confirmation on whose goal. That may have been deflected, not too sure. But nonetheless, stretching this lead once again for South Carolina, up by 5 here with 14:58 left in the third frame.
5 minutes off the clock in this third period. Petey, what are you seeing from both teams so far?
Well, more or less the same, Cam. Honestly, South Carolina's been able to dictate the pace with their speed, and South Florida's really been a little sloppy in the defensive zone today. Has got another intercept here right at the blue line.
South Florida with numbers. We got a 3-on-1 for South Carolina in front of the net, shooting just left of the net. South Florida with the redeeming shot. South Florida kicking it right back out to the blue line. Miscommunication on the offensive push right there. South Florida sitting back, regaining their offensive stance. Got to be careful not to lose control of that puck, though. Dumping it into the South Carolina D zone. South Carolina showing some resistance to the USF offensive push. Chloe Valente going for yet another one of her offensive moves, trying to display her speed, but denied.
Nice play there by Genevieve Crouch to break up that Chloe Valente rush.
South Carolina getting aggressive once more. USF dumping the puck past them. Another offensive push from South Florida. Can they learn to control these? Centering, we have a rough fall through the net, and USC's goalie looks to be all right. Mackenzie Cronin looks to be all right, and so is the USF player that fell next to her. Now he's got to get the net right back in place so he can continue play.
Looks like no players on either side are too worse for wear here. Maybe just a couple words exchanged, but thankfully everybody, all the girls seem to be okay.
Falls like that are always a little bit rough, so you never can be too safe whenever something like that does happen in a game. Net looks to be back in place. Got a face-off coming up to Mackenzie Cronin's blocker side. Yet another face-off.
Big shift for this line here for the Ice Bulls.
South Florida looking to keep pressing. Pass back to the blue line. South Carolina looking to blow up that pass. South Carolina fast break opportunity.
Nice pursuit back on the back check by Jules Eisenberg. Really nice.
Looked like a pass from South Carolina's left-handed boards. Miscommunication there. South Florida bringing it right back up their left-handed boards. South Florida losing control of the puck. The puck seems to be all over the place right now. South Carolina looking to gain control. South Carolina loses control. South Florida sitting back in their D zone, figuring out what they're going to do. South Florida looking to push. Pass blown up by the South Carolina Gamecocks. South Florida sitting back, bringing it around the back of their net. South Carolina there yet again. Two Ice Bulls fall over each other. South Carolina in front of the net. A near save by Summer Garcia, but one of the forwards decided to go ahead and bring that thing right back out. South Carolina pressing once again. Can USF get it out of their D zone? Yes, they can. South Carolina retreating back into their D zone. Going to go ahead and stop this puck and bring it right back around the back of their net.
Icing waved off too by the officials.
South Florida bringing it right back around, looking for another scoring opportunity. South Florida bringing it around, right back to the blue line, spinning.
Nice play by Ann Bashins.
Right back in front of the net for South Florida. South Florida sitting back near their blue line. What are they going to do? Bringing it right back around. South Florida bringing it right back to their right-handed boards.
Nice carry by Alexis Piazza. Like what I've seen from her game today.
How important would you say Alexis Piazza has been so far to the USF's fleeting offensive effort today?
I think she's been really good in the defensive zone, Cam. I think she's been one of the few defenders, as we're going to get a penalty here against South Carolina. Looks like Kaylin Rodkey took a little bit of a spill. And what a shot
South
by
Florida
Red
will get
Benninger.
themselves on the board to go up, to shorten the lead to 4 goals.
Yeah, what a shot here by Ren Penningen as she's able to pick that top blocker. That penalty, though, will be negated now. All important goal here for the Ice Bulls here to crawl back within 4.
Important it is. The game has been brought within 4. South Carolina still leading with 11 and a half minutes left.
But Cam, just as we were talking about before, I really enjoyed Alexis Piazza's game today. You know, I think she's really animated on the ice, and it kind of shows in how she plays. She's bold, and she's not afraid to make mistakes when they come, but that's never going to deter her game. I really like what I've seen from her today. She's been strong in the defensive zone and been able to carry the puck up and join the rush as well with the forwards.
Alexis Piazza and Chloe Valente have been looking to connect on the ice, but it seems as if USF is showing bursts of speed, but not being able to control those bursts of speed, resulting in sloppy possessions.
Valente now.
Valente skating around, looping back around, dumping it off to Piazza at their blue line, shooting just wide. USF looking to continue to press. USF getting themselves on the board again.
Looks like that one's going to be Eris Lustin.
USF creeping back up on the Gamecocks, shortening the Gamecocks' lead to only 3. 10:48 left in this game. The bench is absolutely energized.
A lot of game left here, Cam. Do not count these Ice Bulls out here. Really nice play. Really nice setup by Chloe Valente skating around and able to find Eris Lustin on the back door here, giving South Carolina a little bit of a taste of their own medicine here, as South Carolina's been looking to do that all game as well. Big face-off coming up here with Valente and Seaman.
The momentum looks like it's completely shifted. The USF defense heading into their D zone to contemplate an offensive strategy. South Carolina blowing up a pass. USF taking control of the puck right back. South Carolina on the offensive. Nice poke check from number 24 for the Ice Bulls. Ice Bulls regaining control of the puck. Another poke check from South Carolina. This game really going both ways right now. The ice no longer looking very lopsided. Chloe Valente pressing again.
Notice how she just backs up the defenders, Cam. Every time Valente touches the puck, the South Carolina defenders as well as the forwards are backing up and really just playing a trap against her.
Chloe Valente looking to get another backhanded pass right there. The puck being dumped into the USF D zone. Not going to be icing. getting chippy along the boards yet again. Chloe Valente breaking out again, ladies and gentlemen. Say what you want about these Ice Bulls, but they can create some offense. The Bulls are going to nearly score again. South Carolina bringing it right back up the ice.
Mackenzie Cronin out of the net there. A little bit of an unorthodox save. I believe that hit a couple posts and just crawled right through the net front.
South Carolina better be careful. These USF Ice Bulls really are creeping back up on them as they're pressing in the offensive form again, yet again. Just nearly out of the right side of the net, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice look there. That was intended
South
for Sky
Carolina
Tittle.
advancing yet again, but they do not have numbers. I'm scared here, ladies and gentlemen. What does South Carolina have up their sleeve? A shot just out of the right-hand side of the net. South Carolina pressing on these boards. Nice poke check from USF, advancing. USF did not know they have numbers. USF has numbers going back down the ice. On the right-hand side of the ice, amazing save from Mackenzie Cronin of the South Carolina Gamecocks. These Gamecocks are on their toes, ladies and gentlemen.
Really, another nice save there. That one also coming off the stick of the most recent goal scorer, Urs Lustin, able to generate a really nice rebound there off of Mackenzie Cronin.
USF
Another nice
back.
play there by Alexis Piazza to break that up as she
Alexis
tumbles
Piazza
down to the
on
ice.
the ground with no stick, ladies and gentlemen. USC is pressing yet again, looking to shoot. Miscue on offense. USF bench getting loud. A little bit of a scuffle on the USF goal. Nonetheless, South Carolina looking to press yet again. USF regaining control of the puck. We got a fall. We got a South Carolina player on the ice. Piazza regaining control of the puck. Ladies and gentlemen, the puck is all over the place. We've got more people on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. That looks to be a body checking call.
No, that looks like it's going to be a trip, Kim, but we'll wait for the confirmation. That was a little tough to call there.
Nearly 8 more minutes of this final period, ladies and gentlemen. The South Carolina Gamecocks lead being shortened to 3. This game is getting very chippy. Both benches getting loud. A lot of contact going on the ice.
Looks like it's going to be an interference call here against the Gamecocks, but it also looks like Alexis Piazza for the Ice Bulls is also going to be sent off. It's going to be a 4-on-4 here. Open up the ice a little bit. And you would have to imagine that South Carolina is going to want to get Grace Seaman on the ice, and eventually the Ice Bulls are going to want to get Chloe Valente on the ice.
I don't know about you, Petey, but now that Piazza's off the ice, the Gamecocks have a little bit more space. This seems like an environment that the Gamecocks would thrive in, as we could be seeing them do that right now. South Carolina looking to shoot just left wide of the net. South Carolina regaining control of the puck with space. One-on-one to the left of the net, just over.
Just barely missing that top corner were the Gamecocks. Red Penigen, though. Or excuse me, that's Kaylin Rodkey.
South Carolina. You got a nice offensive formation going on. Ice Bull fell. Ice Bull stealing the puck, looking to press, winding up to shoot. Got a scuffle in front of the net. Very rough to call. The puck makes its way from the front of the net. Nearing 1 more minute left of this 4-on-4, ladies and gentlemen. USF taking the puck in their own D zone.
Ice Bulls got to go. They got to get a change off.
South Carolina, USF fighting over
That's
the puck
still
at
in.
the blue line.
Ice Bulls need to make this change quick.
Ice Bulls are looking gassed out there on the ice.
They really need to make this change quick.
Got a
Really slow
1-on-2.
change there from the Ice Bulls. They're lucky that South Carolina wasn't able to come down and punish them for that one. Really rough change there from the Ice Bulls.
The Ice Bulls looking very slow right now on the ice. The Ice Bulls pushing on their right-handed boards. We've got a small collision on the right-handed side of the boards for USF. Keeping the puck on the boards right now. Nearing the end of the 4-on-4, with just 15 more seconds left. Puck up for grabs on the South Carolina blue line. USF sinking back into their D zone once again.
Cam, as we approach the 6-minute mark remaining in this game here, I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of Chloe Valente and Grace Seaman for both these teams here.
The theme for USF right now is speed and space. If they can find space and they can dominate it with their speed, this game is far from over.
That one right off the post.
USC pressing, looking to score. Very close, and yet another impressive save from Summer Garcia, who has shown out this game. Just 5:36 left. The Gamecocks not looking so invincible anymore, just winning by 3. Shots are evened out across both teams right now. We've got a face-off on blocker side of Summer Garcia. Very advantageous for the Gamecocks. Can they extend their lead and shut this one out? Gamecocks fighting in front of the net. Maintaining a presence in their offensive zone. Got to fight for the puck on the boards. South Carolina maintaining control, getting it in front of the net, centering.
Nice stick there, by the way, on Grace Seaman from Lizzie Penigen, breaking up a wide open opportunity for the talented freshman. Another nice play by Seaman.
USF dumping it out of their zone. South Carolina retreating back into their D zone.
Heck of an effort too by Chloe Valente to negate that icing.
Yes, indeed it was. Piazza spreading out. Piazza just could not make it.
It's good icing there for the Ice Bulls here. Now they're going to get a face-off all the way back in the South Carolina zone.
We're nearing the waning minutes of this third period here in Columbus, ladies and gentlemen. 4:47 left. Still no goal. Shots are evening out across both teams. Looking more balanced than we've seen all day. We've got a face-off approaching on glove side of Mackenzie Cronin in net. USF looking to press more on offense and even this game out even more. Piazza chasing the puck in her D zone. She can get it. USF needs to sit back.
Ice Bulls got to push this pace here. Only 4.5 minutes to go here. They need 3.
USF with their backs up against the wall. They have got to get it out of their D zone. If they haven't had to do it at any point in this game before, they've got to do it now. Dumped back into the USF D zone. The Ice Bulls have got to start showing resistance. Piazza trying as hard as she can to get this puck out.
4-on-2 here, Cam.
3-on-2, USF with numbers. USF pushing, Piazza shooting just left of the net. USF regaining control of the puck. It's getting chippy on the back-sided boards. Winding down to just roughly 3 minutes left in this game. USF continuing to press. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, this game has been nothing short of very entertaining. USF looking to make huge changes off their bench so they can try to get a little bit more speed out there, get some fresh legs, and try to even this game up even more. Face-off near center ice. South Carolina comes out victorious. Failed move by South Carolina to advance it towards the net. USF pressing.
Good play there by Lizzie Penigen to break up that rush opportunity for Grace Seaman.
South Carolina trying to get this puck out of their D zone and deny USF any chances of offense. Nice move. South Carolina's going. They're going.
She's gone.
Forward against the goalie, just wide of the net.
Really nice save by Summer Garcia.
Summer Garcia looking down as a forward crashed into the net and knocked her down.
Looked like that was Caitlin Rodke trying to come back on the back check, falling into Summer Garcia here.
Garcia still down, net still crooked.
Looks like the Ice Bulls are having a little bit of fun there.
Everything looks to be okay as we go ahead and get this net set up for the next 3 minutes of play to close out this game. The South Carolina Gamecocks winning 9-6, out shooting USF Ice Bulls 45-31. We've got a face-off approaching to Summer Garcia's blocker side. South Carolina looking to press one-timer nearly
nice
from the blue line.
block there by Lizzie Penigen.
Another block in front of the USF net. Garcia's going to go ahead and get on top of this puck. 3 minutes left to play, and USF has got to start kicking it into overdrive. Another face-off, this time on the glove side of Garcia. The USF Ice Bulls have got to make a move right here.
I wonder now, Cam, when or if when the Ice Bulls start considering using that timeout that they have here just to give their top players a little bit of a rest here before they really start pressing for these last couple of goals.
That's definitely been the lead. To beat the South Carolina team, you've got to be fast and you've got to try to force your way to get some space. South Florida's looked very tired on this game so far. You got a breakaway, 2-on-2. South Florida bringing up the right-handed boards yet again. South Carolina intercepting that. 2.5 minutes left to play. South Carolina looking to press and get a little bit of offense going. We got a 1-on-3. South Carolina bringing it up the left-handed boards, excuse me. USF regaining control of the puck. Piazza yet again losing the puck. South Carolina looking to get it right back into the USF zone.
And Cam, South Carolina there only had 4 skaters on the ice for what looked like about 30 seconds or so.
South Carolina advancing yet again. These Ice Bulls are looking very tired. The Ice Bulls look to be experiencing some sort of delayed change. Look like they're trying to make some changes. Clock is winding down, ladies and gentlemen. We got 150 left to play. These Ice Bulls are trying to press as hard as they can, but their lack of change is definitely killing their momentum.
Nice pass up there to Valente.
Ice Bulls to shoot,
Nice
saved
save
by Mackenzie Cronin.
Really nice save there.
All the momentum that the Ice Bulls looked to have earlier seemed to have slowed down. What do you think has caused that slowdown in momentum for the Ice Bulls, Petey?
Well, really, Cam, I really think what's happening is the Ice Bulls are getting a little tired, and they're just kind of pressing for a goal now. Once you get into this latter stage of the game, only about a minute and a half remaining. They're still down by 3. When you start pressing like this, you kind of start sometimes making mistakes.
South Carolina with a miscue on offense is going to go ahead and bring it around the net. Nearly scored. South Florida going to go ahead and press it and bring it out of their D zone. South Florida's going. They're moving up their right-handed boards. They're going. 1:15 left to play. 50 shots for the South Carolina Gamecocks as they're winning 9-6. South Florida looking to just get anything in the net now. South Carolina is going to go ahead and dump it out of their D zone. South Florida backing up, being patient, but now is not really the time to be patient, ladies and gentlemen. Get something on net. That's what I'm sure that these South Florida players are saying on the bench and on the ice. Get something towards the net.
Absolutely, Cam.
Piazza looking to make a play in front of the net. Shooting. Amazing save by Mackenzie Cronin of the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Great
the Gamecocks one-on-one looking to score and close this game out, ladies and gentlemen. The Gamecocks dangle, shooting, near
nice
miss.
Stick lift there by Anna Hogue, very last second to break up that rush by Gracie, but she's still threatening
30
here.
seconds left to play, ladies and gentlemen. The Gamecocks retaking control of the puck. Nearly missed shot. The Ice Bulls bringing it back up, just trying to get something on target. South Carolina denying them yet again.
10 seconds left here, Cam.
Shooting, just nearly off target for the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks will close out this game with a 9-6 win over the USF Ice Bulls, ladies and gentlemen, outshooting them 52-31. 9-6 victory for the South Carolina Gamecocks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a tough one to end this tournament here for the Ice Bulls. But you got to give them credit. I thought they hung in there and played really well despite not having their starting goaltender. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give one last round of applause here to Summer Garcia, player stepping in to play goalie for this Ice Bulls team, as Ana Herreras is out with a concussion with this tournament, their normal starting goaltender. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We have one more game up on the slate here, Auburn versus Alabama. Be sure to stick around. Thank you so much for joining Cam and I for this rendition of South Carolina versus USF.